Welcome to Red Shirts Remastered, where we're here to bring to you a review of Pitch Perfect by your all's request, where it's it's two of our first times viewing it. Two of us first time viewing this. And yeah, Patrick, what was your overall thoughts on this?
Wild and crazy fun movie. It went in directions I didn't think it was going to go, and overall had a few fun surprises in there. But we're going to dive deeper into that in just a second. Chris, what'd
Yeah.
you think?
Oh, Pitch Perfect is one of the movies that I can just always put on and watch, whether it's in the background, whether I'm paying attention to it. Is it definitely has become one of my favorite movies of the era. There's so many other movies in different eras that are way ahead of it, so it's hard to say it's up there with some of my favorite movies of all time. But of the era it's in, I'd say it's definitely one of my favorite movies. I love the music aspect of it, and just the comedy is fantastic, and sometimes over the top, which is perfect, and sometimes it's got the serious tones to it, which are nice as well. Spencer?
Yeah, it was an enjoyable movie. It's not quite what I was expecting from going into it. Solid music choices overall, especially nice having it all being all a cappella and all that,
Hmm.
goes right into the whole title, Pitch Perfect, right? And
Hmm.
so they really played into it all very well. I enjoyed the music and and it had a fine story to go along with it. It wasn't a story I was too crazy over, but it had good music and good comedy to keep me through it.
Yeah, and I don't think you watch it for the story. It's one of
Sure.
those, rom coms. Technically, I guess is what you could call it. But you watch it for the music and you watch it for the comedy. I mean, Rebel Wilson, who's Fat Amy, is fantastic in
The
it.
standout.
Yeah, she's definitely the standout. Her comedy, and then Adam,
Steals the movie.
yeah, Adam,
Right.
Adam Devine, being able to have him with his chemistry with Rebel Wilson, it makes it even funnier.
Oh
His
yeah.
character gets a little bit annoying, but
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
very quickly. But that's his character. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
annoying, and so he plays it really
One of those you
well.
love to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But it's
then
cool because they have good banter between each other, too, which is like good
True.
and
chemistry.
that's
Very
exactly it.
true.
The burrito scene
Yeah.
is one of my favorite scenes ever. And then it's the awkward afterwards, like, why do you have his number?
And you never really do get an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
I love that they included the Breakfast Club stuff in there. It's funny because Spencer, Gio, and I were just recently talking about John Hughes and the Breakfast Club being a John Hughes film and everything. So it was funny that I knew you were about to watch this, Spencer. And so I didn't say any. I wanted to save it for the video.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh, we're talking about John Hughes. He's about to watch Pitch Perfect. They talk about Breakfast Club and that."
Yeah, they
So
showed that like end thing like at least two times.
yeah, yeah. So and then
Yeah.
the song at the end is in the mashup is the Breakfast Club end credit song.
Nice.
So yeah, it definitely I think had some very heavy elements from the Breakfast Club with Becca, Anna Kendrick's character being like the rebel, starting out as the rebel but becoming like more of like the prom queen kind of character in the end, sort of
Hmm.
the popular girl. So it definitely had that Breakfast Club feel a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, Anybody want to give it a number rating out of 10?
I give it a solid 7.8.
7.8 out of 10. Okay.
I'm around there. I'd say around the 7.5 range for me. Definitely solid movie. Definitely several parts I enjoyed. Several enjoyable characters. Uh, yeah, I mean overall enjoyable time.
Yeah, I'd give it around an 8 because, the story isn't quite one that grabs you
Hmm.
because, but all the
Hmm.
comedy whether
Right.
it be the lines or even the physical comedy, like all the vomiting, which
Ew.
There's a
I did
lot
not
of
like
vomit
that.
in
There's
this
a
movie.
lot
I
of
did not like
vomiting.
that.
You
I did not
Spencer-
like that at all. I hate when vomit's used in anything, but and so it was quite excessive for me. But that's just me.
It was very realistic looking, wasn't it?
Ew,
Especially-
no, I hate it. So realistic, it is used so comically, like so much. It's like, come on.
at the beginning too, you were not expecting.
I wasn't
it.
expecting it, and then there's a second one, and it's like, really, really,
And
and they're
this-
all running
yeah.
around it, and then anyway.
And then the one girl falls in it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I also love the feel of the college campus experience. Spencer, I hope you get to experience that one day. As a college student living on a college campus, or living right off campus and hanging out on a college campus, because I know Patrick's experienced hanging out on a college campus. And I have
It's
multiple
wild,
times.
man.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you get into the weirdest study groups with the weirdest people you will probably
Well-
never meet ever again.
And this movie just goes to show you how all these different kinds of people can become friends based on a common interest, which is kind
Oh,
of
yeah, I was
something
like-
that we do.
Yeah.
We are all these different kinds of people, different demographics, age, ethnicity, where we're from in the country or in the world, even, and yet we still have these common interests that are able to bring us together. So I think this movie does a really good job of that.
great point.
I would say do watch the second one. The third one you don't need to watch. But as I told you, John Lithgow tries to do an Australian accent in the third one. So just for that alone, I would say try and watch it. Yeah,
At
Rebel
least
Wilson.
watch one scene with him.
Yeah, exactly. Rebel Wilson, Fat Amy, definitely a standout for the whole movie, for sure.
Fantastic.
For the great casting for her. All the other actors, Anna Kendrick, I love her voice. She's an amazing singer. She's been doing like Broadway and stuff since she was a little kid, so that's why she's always in like the musical stuff. But I have heard that the reason that they didn't make a fourth one is because she's very hard to work with. That's what I have heard. So
Interesting.
yeah, it shows you the intricacies and inside stuff of Hollywood,
There you go.
and why movies don't get made. But again, Pitch Perfect, fun movie. Elizabeth Banks movie. She produced it. She wrote it, I believe. So she's fun. Zach and Mary make a porno. It is a great movie. Not for kids, but that's one of her standout roles, I'd say. There you go. Yep, there you go. Great, fantastic film. Watch it when you're older, kids, for sure.
It's rated R. So wait,
rated R.
kids.
Wait till you're
When
older.
your parents say you can watch it, or you get to college age, have fun.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I say. If parents,
Exactly.
if you want your kids, when I was a kid, I watched rated R movies with my parents as long as I was with my parents. I always say,
Yeah.
if you're in that safe environment where you can teach your kids to understand why, then absolutely watch a movie like that. But going back to
Absolutely.
this movie, definitely a fun movie. There are some things that are joked about that are a little above the age group of
Risque.
kids, but
Oh, yeah.
I watched movies like that when I was a kid and didn't understand the jokes. And when you're older, you will. So keep that.
Heck,
in
you can
mind.
go back and watch kids' movies, and they slip stuff into kids' movies you
Yes.
don't get until you're older,
Hey,
too.
don't
way,
ruin
yeah.
kids' movies for them.
But you won't know it till you're older. You gotta wait.
Exactly. So on that note, Pitch Perfect, fun movie.
Thumbs
And
up.
We thumbs up. We rated about between 7 and an 8 out of 10. Thanks for checking out this review of Pitch Perfect on Red Shirts Remastered, and we'll catch you all later.
See you laters.
Bye.